In the previous parts of Flag Facts, you probably got to hear about the craziest things that you've probably never heard before. But in this part, you're about to be blown away. From one country's flag constantly changing between peace and war, to another country being based on the dream of a random man, here are some of the most unbelievable flag facts about every country in the world. 1. The most striking thing about Mongolia's flag is the 3 vertical stripes. If you look at it closely, the flag almost looks like it was the love child of France and Norway's flags. France has the same exact stripe pattern, and Norway's got the red and blue thing going. But here's the bit that will leave you surprised. Mongolia and Norway aren't the only countries rocking the red and blue. Around 20.5% of the world's flags feature red and blue for historical and cultural reasons, but mainly because they look bold and cool. 2. Now, look at Montenegro's flag. Isn't that 2-headed eagle really classy? Well, prepare for the big reality check, because the stark red backdrop and the double-headed eagle right on top also exist in the flags of Serbia and Albania. Still, it's pretty rare because only about 1.54% of the world's flags feature this eagle. Believe it or not, the eagle isn't just there to be visually appealing. It actually represents the Byzantine Empire. 3. Have you ever wondered why Morocco's flag is so catchy? It's because it uses a stark, plain background with the prominent symbol of a green 5-pointed star right on top. Think about it. Isn't that exactly how Turkey's flag stands out, with a single star and a crescent over a plain red background? Well, around 10.3% of the world's flags thought of doing the exact same thing, including Bangladesh, Tunisia, and even Japan. Guess they all took the same design classes. 4. Check out Mozambique's flag. You can't miss the AK-47 with a bayonet attached, crossed by a hoe over an open book. Now here's the thing. Mozambique is one of the extremely few countries with a modern weapon on its flag. In fact, only about 1.5% of the world's flags include such militaristic symbols. 5. Now, look at Myanmar's flag. It's got 3 colorful stripes, yellow, green, and red, plus a big white star right in the middle, which is super unique. Only about 5.1% of the world's flags have just 1 star like that, including the flags of Vietnam and Morocco. When you think about it, Myanmar's flag is just Vietnam's flag, but with a changed color scheme and fancy stripes in the back. 6. Now, you've seen a lot of horizontal and vertical lines in flags, but what about diagonal lines? The people of Namibia were trying to be unique when they made their flag with stark red, blue, and green diagonal stripes, which only 5.1% of the flags in the entire world have. When you think about it though, Namibia isn't that unique. Its flag looks almost exactly like Tanzania's flag, but with different colors. Isn't that kind of strange? 7. Look at Nauru's flag. Looks pretty simple at first glance, right? It's pretty cool with a blue backdrop and a 12-pointed white star showing its spot just below the equator. Even though Nauru is tiny, the star symbolizes the massive phosphate deposits within the country, which were so big they could be seen from space. How neat is that? 8. Now, Nepal's flag is one of a kind because it's not a rectangle. In fact, it's the only flag in the world that is quadrilateral shaped. It's got 2 funky shapes that stand for the Himalayas and the main religions Hinduism and Buddhism, unlike the boring rectangles most countries use, right? 9. This is the Netherlands flag. The Dutch flag used to have orange instead of red, but suddenly, in the 17th century, they switched to red. Why? Well, the reason was quite stupidly simple. Orange dye faded too fast. It's a rare case where practicality won over tradition. 10. New Zealand's flag shows the Union Jack and 4 red stars for the Southern Cross. Here's the problem though. Notice how similar it looks to Australia's flag. Lots of Kiwis think the Union Jack should go to make their flag stand out from Australia's. It's like a national identity dilemma on a flagpole. 11. Nicaragua's flag features a rainbow, which is something not a single other flag in the world has. Extra points for creativity. It also has 5 volcanoes and a Phrygian cap, symbolizing peace and unity among the 5 Central American countries. Definitely one of the most colorful flags you've probably ever seen. 12. Here's Niger's flag. It has an orange disc for the sun and an orange, white, and green tricolor. These colors represent the Sahara Desert, purity, and hope, vividly capturing the nation's spirit and landscape. Only about 7% of the flags in the entire world are inspired by a country's landscape. 14. Now this is Nigeria's flag, and honestly it's pretty straightforward, just a green and white tricolor. Here's a fun fact though. A 23-year-old student, Michael Taiwo Akinkunmi, designed it in 1959 and won a national contest. That's gotta be an honor, considering how only 10% of the world's flags are designed by common people. 15. North Macedonia's flag has a bright yellow sun with 8 rays on a red field, and it actually represents the new sun of liberty from their anthem. Adopted in 1995 after a tiff with Greece over symbols, it's a flag born from compromise. You might not realize it, but this is quite the rarity, considering how only 15% of the world's flags were born out of conflicts. 16. Look at Norway's flag. It has a blue cross outlined in white on a red background, with colors from the French Revolution symbolizing liberty and democracy. It's a cool mix of revolutionary spirit and traditional design. 17. Oman's flag has red, white, and green stripes with a white sword and 2 crossed swords emblem. This national emblem emblem highlights the country's martial history. The only other country in the world that features a sword on it is Saudi Arabia, making Oman's flag among 0.51% of the world's flags with swords on them. 18. Here's Pakistan's flag. It is mostly green with a white stripe, a crescent, and a star. Designed by Amir ud-Din Kidwai in 1947, it reflects Muslim heritage and minority rights. This is insanely rare because you rarely get to see religious and social symbols combining so seamlessly. 19. Palau's flag is simple, a light blue field with a golden yellow full moon, symbolizing peace and tranquility. This design reflects Palau's deep connection to nature and the moon's role in their traditions, standing out with its simplicity. 20. Most countries' flags talk about history or geography, but Panama's flag is different. It has blue and red squares and stars representing the country's two main political parties, united by the white field symbolizing peace. Who knew parties could get so much importance? 21. Can you believe a 15-year-old girl designed Papua New Guinea's flag? Susan Quirky came up with the idea, which has the Southern Cross and a Rajiana bird of paradise. And get this, the colors red and black were inspired by traditional tribal art and the old German colonial flag. It's a strange blend of art and politics. 22. Paraguay's flag is seriously unique because it has different designs on the front and back. The front shows the national coat of arms and the back has the treasury seal. This double-sided design reflects the country's complicated political history and rich culture. How cool is that? 23. Peru's flag story is wild. It was inspired by a dream of General José de San Martín, who saw flamingos flying at dawn, which led to the red and white colors. It's so quirky and way different from the usual flag stories. No flag has been designed as randomly as this one. 24. The Philippine flag is super interesting, but what sets it apart? Well, it can show if the country is at war or peace. When the red stripe is on top, it means war. When blue is on top, it means peace. Astonishingly, this is the only flag in the entire world that changes with changing political situations. 25. Poland's flag has an awesome origin story. The white and red colors date back to a legendary battle where the founder saw a white eagle against a red sunset. I don't know about you, but this mythological tale is so much more epic than the typical historical reasons for flag colors. 26. Portugal's flag includes an armillary sphere, a navigational tool from the Age of Discoveries, and the national shield. This nod to maritime history is super unique. Only about 7% of the flags in the entire world do that, including countries like Australia, Greece, and the United Kingdom. 29. Qatar's flag has a distinct maroon color and an unusual ratio of 11:28 instead of the common 2.3. The color comes from natural dye from local shellfish, and this just makes the flag feel so much more unique. It's the only flag in the world that uses a natural dye. 30. Romania's flag is almost a perfect twin to Chad's flag, leading to lots of mix-ups. Both flags have 3 stripes of blue, yellow, and green, with the tiniest difference in the shades of blue and red used. This accidental look-alike situation is a funny modern quirk in the world of national flags. Who knew flags could have doppelgangers? 31. Russia's flag has been a massive influence. Its white, blue, and red design inspired the flags of many Slavic nations like Slovakia, Slovenia, and Serbia. So Russia's kind of the trendsetter when it comes to national flags. 32. Rwanda redesigned its flag in 2001 to symbolize unity and hope, with a sun and light blue color representing peace and happiness. But this change wasn't just random. Rwanda changed its flag right after the genocide in their country ended. It was a sign of rebirth, and no other country in the world has done something like this. 33. St. Kitts and Nevis' flag is full of meaning. Green for fertility, red for freedom, black for African heritage, and 2 stars for hope and liberty. They basically wanted to summarize the country in colors, and I love to see the interesting representation. 34. St. Lucia's flag is one of the few that features its geography, with 2 triangles representing the pitons, the famous volcanic spires. This direct link to its landmarks makes it stand out from flags that go for abstract symbols. In many ways, St. Lucia's flag is very similar to Nepal's, which also features 2 triangular shapes to represent the Himalayan mountains. 35. Now check this out. The flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, adopted in 1985, has 3 green diamonds arranged in a V shape for Vincent. These diamonds represent the islands as the gems of the Antilles, with their lush green beauty. You'll be surprised to hear this, but only 2 flags in the entire world feature diamonds, and the other one is Zimbabwe's. 36. Samoa's flag is super interesting. It features the Southern Cross constellation, just like New Zealand and Australia. This reference to its location in the Southern Hemisphere and Polynesian roots really sets it apart from its neighbors, all of which have more British-influenced flags. Now that's what you call a standout. 37. San Marino's flag is a simple white and blue, but with a twist. It has a coat of arms with 3 towers topped by ostrich feathers. These towers represent historic fortresses, and the quirky ostrich feathers reflect a unique medieval tradition of resilience and protection. The ostrich feathers are a super unique symbol, and San Marino's is the only flag in the world that uses this symbol. 38. Sao Tome and Principe's flag has 2 stars for its 2 main islands. The green, yellow, and black colors follow the Pan-African theme, which represents unity and independence. But those two stars, they're a special shout-out to the dual-island nature of this small nation. 39. Saudi Arabia's flag is quite special with its script and a sword, which must always be displayed correctly to avoid disrespect. This reflects the flag's deep religious significance and strict cultural rules. If you're caught disrespecting this flag, you might just end up facing the wrath of a few billion people combined. 40. Senegal's flag has green, yellow, and red stripes with a green star symbolizing unity and hope. The Pan-African colors show solidarity with other African nations, and the green star uniquely represents Senegal's commitment to peace and progress. While around 36% of the world's flags feature stars, Senegal found its own way to represent itself with this popular shape. 41. Serbia's flag is a red, blue, and white tricolor, influenced by Pan-Slavic colors. What makes it stand out is the Serbian coat of arms with a double-headed eagle and a cross, symbolizing the country's Byzantine heritage and Orthodox Christian faith. It's got history written all over it. 42. The flag of Seychelles is a burst of colors: blue, yellow, red, white, and green rays shooting out from the bottom left corner. Each color represents something different, like the ocean, sunshine, and lush vegetation, symbolizing a vibrant country looking to the future. It's one of the most colorful and symbolically rich flags out there. This brings us to the end of our video. Which of these facts did you not expect to see at all? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this one, be sure to check this other video out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.